So, hello and welcome to our halfway point. We are at the gateway of the heart this month, which is a wonderful place to be because the heart is the bridge between our lower worlds, which we've already traversed, and our higher worlds. So, it really is like a filtration system or a place of centeredness that receives not only all the upward rising energies from the earth, from our physical world and our primal life force, but also all the heavenly energies that descend and move down through our bodies, which connects us more to our infinite nature. And where these two places or these two energies intermingle is the space of the heart, our physical heart, and also, shrouded by our lungs and protected, the heart that is protected by the lungs, this whole central cavity of our chests is not only the energetic location, but the physical location of the heart field. And as many of you may know and may have looked into the research that has been done by the Heart Math Institute and the flow of energy that moves from our heart field, it is really the center of the toroidal field that is in continual flow. Well, when we are in a healthy state, that's the ideal space of the activated heart, of the healthy flow of energy, which is the continual upward moving energy and downward moving energy simultaneously, which overflows out in a beautiful field that can stretch out for miles. We can really look at the effect of different emotions, different circumstances in our lives that will affect the span of our heart field. But for now, I'm going to focus mainly on the crystals we're going to be traversing with. And there's a lot more juicy information in your notes that you can look into how you can support this field with your breath, with your intention, your meditation, with visualizations. It's a really potent field, and it's a trinity of crystals that I have returned to time and time again because their messages are so needed at this time. I mean, essentially, the heart field is the pinnacle of what makes human beings so unique. Our capacity for love is such a gift. So without further ado, I'm going to just touch on the energies that we're going to be connecting with, and we'll go into that deeper in further videos, each of these crystals. But really excited to be journeying in this space because there is a lot that can be unlocked, and we can always revisit this space as well. It's not just a destination that you just pass through. This is a space of continual unfolding, like the petals of a lotus or of a rose, I should say, because the energy of the rose is very much part of the whole journey of the heart and the connected frequencies that are about the unfolding. So it's a real energy of lightness, of blossoming, but also going into the things that can close our heart, which is really places where we store our emotions, especially of, when we have loved so full-heartedly. We're born as little loving beings, and circumstances happen in life where we've had to shut down to protect ourselves. And this can happen obviously from childhood, from our relationships with our parents as our primary caregivers. And then of course, when we go into school and all the things that happen through learning how to relate, to connect with people in our worlds, and then moving on to our loving romantic partnerships and relationships. It's a really, fully charged and packed energetic space when there's been traumas and unpleasant experiences that have caused us to close and shut down the heart for good reason, because it can be so painful to be hurt, to experience suffering, to experience loneliness, the intense emotions of fear, anger, jealousy, all of these emotions that we can feel guilt around, they're the ones that we lock up in the heart and that stop the actual natural flow of energy, which essentially, love is here to flow. Love is here to be able to come through us, through source, through the earth, up through our bodies, to express outwards in continual growing and circulating flow. But when we have experiences that close down that center, not only do we shut ourselves off from experiencing love and really feel isolated and feel loneliness and feel, all the things that cut us off from the reality and the truth that love abounds everywhere. Our perception gets closed when our heart is closed. And that can also have a huge impact on our physical heart, our circulatory system, ultimately leading to cardiovascular disease and heart attacks. A lot of people that are, experiencing high levels of stress and emotional stress will shut down a lot in this area. And also the lungs are really the organs that protect the heart, but also regulate our breath. And our breath is all about giving and receiving. The breath in, the breath out is the pump that keeps the flow going. And that's why this particular chakra connects with the air element, because love is like air in that it is free and it's designed to flow, it's designed to move, it's unseen, and it gets pumped around through our heart, by our lungs, by our heart, and this whole center of this incredible body that we're in, this incredible, mechanism that pumps this life force through our field and shares it with the field around. And when we're humming along in health in this space, everything is just so beautiful. Everything changes, but it's very easy when we tune into each of the frequencies of kunzite, rose quartz, and pink tourmaline, which we'll be journeying with, to see how these specific frequencies will unlock things that have been shut down and locked into the heart that need liberation. So without further ado, we will delve into those crystals. Kunzite is the stone of heart activation. So this is a beautiful stone that's going to open the space, while the second crystal, rose quartz, and probably one of the most well-known heart crystals, is going to be doing all of her beautiful magic of forgiveness in the heart space. And pink tourmaline is what we're aiming towards aligning to. So remembering that in a trinity, they each have a specific function and a purpose. So the central crystal is doing the healing work, but the third crystal is what we're attuning to and how we're raising our frequency, raising our capacity for love. So you might wonder, why are all of these crystals pink? Because when we look at diagrams of the chakras and even looking at the rainbow, which is where, this idea of the rainbow that is held within light that moves through our bodies. So as I've mentioned before, even though we have different colors assigned to the chakras, ultimately we have a whole rainbow in each chakra itself. But the natural flow on from the gold and the golden yellow of the solar plexus would be green. So this is where the heart chakra is unique in that it has two parts. The green is the renewing and healing energy of the heart. So a lot of crystals that are green will specifically work with the heart, specifically around purification, around letting go, releasing, clearing space. There are a lot of amazing crystals you can work with that I will add into your notes within this heart realm. But the pink is the higher octave of the heart. It's the higher heart. It's connecting more with the divine frequencies that when we connect with spirit and we're calling in those higher essences into the higher heart. So essentially the green is almost like the beautiful, loving, nurturing, connected earth-based heart frequencies, which is about connecting with nature, with the plants, the animals, with all of the love that is expressed in the earth through the minerals. Whereas the higher heart is connecting in more with those ascended versions of the divine heart. So we'll be talking about and looking into the energies of divine union, of the sacred heart, the threefold flame, all of those frequencies that the enlightened beings and ascended masters such as Sananda or Jesus, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, even Yogananda. There are a lot of different ascended beings that you can see depicted with this flame, this ignition in the heart. And this is showing that they have brought the spirit of consciousness into this space, into the center. And that's why I have two geometries in this field as well. You'll see in the notes the air element is usually depicted as an octahedron, which is a two square base pyramids on top of each other. And it's interesting because the octahedron is one that we use for devic communication, which means connection with the earth elementals, connection with the earth grids. This shape creates the balance we need in our field to be able to go down into the earth as well as up. So essentially you've got a pyramid facing up and a pyramid facing down, and the two of those together creates an octahedron. So this is a very balanced energy. It's called a geo-vehicle as well. All these geometries are actually energetic shapes around our field that we can utilize to move energy. There's a lot more on that I could say, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But working with the Merkaba field or the star tetrahedron, which I've also got in your notes, is actually two tetrahedrons, which is a equilateral triangle pyramid, two of them again, but intersected. So it's kind of like that. Not a really great diagram, but the intersection of the star tetrahedron of these two pyramids is actually the higher code of the heart, which is the divine union code. So this is where we go beyond just the balance of the polarities into the actual merging and making one and unifying of the heart field. So working with these two geometries this month, whether you have them around your space or whether you just use them in meditation and visualization, can be really supportive as well. There's some, again, I'll put some more information in your notes, but there's some wonderful breathing practices to expand or to open and to pop out that Merkaba field around your body through visualization and through breath. That, I feel like I could almost record another video, and I think I will, to share my experience when I first did this. This was a very powerful experience. But I'm aware that these videos, it's better if I don't keep them too long. So I'm going to break that up into separate sections. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we all emerge from this next month. At the time of this recording, I think we're just on a new moon. So it feels like a really special energy to be moving through this central space and preparing for like a whole shift in gears once we start moving up higher. Because as the serpent rises, as we're working with these energies, the first few turns are slow and we're moving density. Whereas once we get up past the heart, things start to speed up very quickly. So you'll notice that in your life as well. And also at the time of this recording, I just discovered this beautiful rose in my garden. Such a blessing. We'll see you on the next video.